Yo, what is up, you guys? I'm DeAndre.
I'm Javante.
And this is Dre and
Welcome
Jay.
back, guys. Been a minute. Missed y'all.
Yep. And we're here today to do a review on Netflix's new movie, Day Shift, starring Jamie Foxx, who plays Bud Jablonski, a pool cleaner who's secretly a vampire hunter. So yeah, let's get into it. So, I will just say right here from the start, this movie is definitely worth watching for the action. I think some of the kills, the action sequences, which turns out, I know the director of the John Wick films, I think Chad Stahelski, that's his name, but he was a producer on this movie, so he had a lot of input into some of the action and choreography and everything, and it looks amazing in this film. I think some of the kills were top tier. It's actually some shit I would love to see in Blade if they ever, whenever that comes out in the MCU. I would love to see some kills like that happen in those upcoming movies. So I definitely say it's worth a watch in that regard. Jamie Foxx, solid. I don't think there's any like Oscar-winning performances, like great level performances in this film. But it's solid overall from the cast. So
yeah, I agree. I think for me, this is a Netflix film. It's very simple, very to the basic. Not too much to the story, just a simple, very simple story. Just an entertaining, fun ride. You know what I mean? I think that's what it went for. I think that's what it succeeds at, which is why I enjoyed it too. I watched it with my girlfriend. She enjoyed it as well. We had a good time. We laughed at certain scenes. We had a great time with it. The kills were fun. It's very simple, easy to follow. Not much to it. I mean, Snoop Dogg is Snoop Dogg, who you expect, West Coast. Jamie Foxx is Jamie Foxx, he puts on all and everything he does, so he's great. Dave Franco was cool, funny, like what you expect from like 21 Jump Street or Neighbors or any of that kind of stuff. He brings the same kind of humor and stuff. So
kind of like that buddy cop duo with him and Jamie Foxx. They're both
in a way, the guy
different characters.
Guy doesn't want a partner, doesn't need a partner, kind of holds him back. You know what I mean? That kind of mindset. So honestly, I think this film, exceeds what it wants to be, and it just wants to be a fun, summer-packed vampire movie, and it does a great job at doing that.
Yeah. I do think, like you said, the plot was a little bit simple.
Which is cool, though. It's fine. I don't think that's...
But, I'm as far as, like, the villain standpoint, like, you don't really get, like, a motivation from her, or, like, it's just... Hey, I just don't like this guy.
So well, no, you kind of do because her family.
Yeah, I mean...
He killed her daughter.
Well, spoiler, but anyway, yeah.
Well, I know we're doing spoilers. So Netflix,
but yes, okay. But yeah.
But yeah, he kills her daughter. That's her motivation. He
killed her daughter. I'm saying. Revenge. It's just like, hey. But like... I'm just saying, like, isn't she supposed to be like this big bad vampire? So like, shouldn't she have like a plan or something? Like, I don't know. Like, I know like she
brought them to fight on the dungeons or where the fuck that we all know the vampires were.
Yeah, but it's like kind of just cliche. A lot of it was just cliche.
Well, I think because it's not it's
like it was predictable. A lot of it was.
Well, yeah, it's cliche, but in the best of ways. Sometimes simple is the best way to go, especially for a movie like this where you're just trying to put something that's fun. When you try to overcomplicate that, I think that's why people don't like Bright like that. Like people don't like Bright all the way. Okay, I feel like sometimes that was a little overcomplicated. And like, what the fuck they're going for? What was their motivation behind that film? Sometimes simple story, simple plot is best for the film. I think if you would try to do too much for this film and try to take this film above what it's supposed to be, which is supposed to be a fun summer film, then you probably have more problems like, this doesn't make sense, or like, this doesn't, it doesn't work. I think the simple thing worked for it. Sometimes simple works.
I mean, I could have just added a few more things, but I mean, hey. Because they did mention some things, like they mentioned like El Jefe or whatever, who's like supposed to be like a bit bad, and that's like the myth. But like
he might bring him back for a sequel.
And that's what I'm saying. Like this movie sets itself up a lot, where it's like, hey, this is stuff that we probably could touch up on in the sequel. But me personally, I don't like that usually, because it's like, hey, we're always like, if we ever do a sequel, we're doing this. We're gonna leave all these clues in for a sequel. But then it's never ever like announced. Then it'll be disappointing if they're not getting a sequel.
I was going to ask you: do you think this film ends on a way where you're like, okay, I'm satisfied with this film, or do you think you need a sequel? Where you're like, okay, I'm not satisfied. I feel like to me, I was satisfied with the ending. Like, okay, cool, like that's how it ends. I can move on. I don't need a sequel. I don't feel like there's more story I need to know. I think the motivation was simple. Man tried to get his daughter and his family to stay around, don't want them to leave, trying to make some money, gets caught up in a situation. and that's it.
But I'm saying because I think the way the movie establishes itself, because they have like different vampires, you know, different like classes of vampires. They have this whole organization, which is very reminiscent of like Men in Black or RIPD, which is the, you know, this I forgot what they call them.
The Union.
The Union that has all these people assigned to hunt down vampires. So, you know, like there's a larger scale to this that, you know, is condensed, that I think you would have to condense into one movie if you're just, you know, just making this one movie, where I think you could potentially make sequels to this. I wouldn't mind having sequels. This film having sequels, and especially for Netflix. I mean, Netflix films, I don't mind it.
Shit, Netflix. Hey, you've got Netflix got competition now. They can't just put money in the budget like that no more. They ain't just running out budgets.
I'm just saying, for the same guy who will watch and love all the Kissing Booth films, you know, I find
Kissing Booth is a different thing. It's very simple. It's very simple.
So
and you're right, but it's also based off a book, and that's also Kissing Booth. Is it Kissing Booth based off a book? But also, Kissing Booth is based off a more. It's a more simple story. It's about growth. You just have to see the growth through 3 movies. Jamie Foxx character, I don't even see no growth. He's a vampire hunter. His wife and kid are safe. What would you want to go through in the sequel? Why? What's the motivation for him? You just bring a bigger.
Why does it have to be like he has to have?
Okay, imagine you're gonna bring a bigger and better vampire. Do what? You talking about? You want the same storylines? You bring a bigger and better vampire. What's he there to avenge his?
No, don't do that.
Then what are you doing? I'm saying you bring El Jefe or any of these vampires.
Well, I don't, Javante.
Because the vampire.
You sure? Like I'm a writer. Why would I?
See, I hate when you always say that, bro. You always say, "Oh, I want them to do something different than this and this." And I ask you, "What would you want to see?" And then you say, "I'm not a writer." You have a opinion. I'm not saying you have a whole script down, but you have an idea.
Okay, I don't know. Just some fucking complicated villainous kind of thing. I don't know, some layout.
But what I'm saying is the vampires don't have. It's not like the vampires are in hiding. The vampires live amongst the humans. Mm-hmm. So it's not like there's like a beef, like, oh, the vampires can't come out. They need to take over because they can't come out. They're secondhand citizens. The vampires live amongst the humans. So I don't think you would be able to go. If you made a sequel, I don't know what you really go into it with. Like, you brought Snoop Dogg, but you have Danny Franco, who's a vampire, but like a good vampire.
Yeah, which I didn't understand that part either. I don't know if maybe they.
Well, the girl's a good vampire also.
Oh yeah, no, like I said, I don't understand any of those. Them being vampires and them being able to control themselves and help out Jamie Foxx at the end of the movie. I just don't, you know,
maybe they tried to see the choice.
Yeah, like was that something that they touched up on during the movie that I just didn't notice? Like, hey, maybe vampires.
It could be like Vampire Diaries, where it's a choice. Like if you want to choose to drink human blood, you choose just drink animal blood and be good. So Vampire does that. Like Stefan doesn't drink. He sometimes he does. He becomes the Ripper, but. Sometimes Stefan, for the most part, tries to drink animal blood while Damon drinks human blood.
But you're telling me for a vampire who just turned into a vampire that he's gonna elect?
Well, that's how it works. That's what I'm saying. That they usually in vampire, that's how it goes. I'm not saying it's vampire, but vampire diaries, when they turn someone into a vampire, you have to eat something to live, or you'll die. You have to get the blood from something, or you'll die. Right. So for Stefan, he takes them to the animals. Go eat animal blood right away. So you already hooked on it. You're never because human blood's very addictive. So you're not hooked on human blood. So I think you could say they went that route. I don't know what they're doing. I don't think they really explain. I agree with you on that part. Yeah. I'm just saying if they made a sequel, it'd be cool. But I don't think you need a sequel. I think this film ends in a way where you're like, okay, Snoop Dogg survived, which was cool, and everybody lived, and then he got his wife and kids, and okay, cool. It was a one-off movie. It's cool. Okay. It's kind of like how I look at Army of the Dead. Or what's that movie that Zack Snyder did? The Vegas zombie one.
He made a sequel to it.
No, he didn't. He made a fucking prequel to it.
Yes, but still, he made another
but
movie.
It's not. But think about it. Omar Epps gets on that plane, corrupts everybody. They never thought about making a sequel to it. They said, hey, we're in there like here. Remember, because he gets on the plane with the money. He contaminates everybody. Not Omar Epps. Omari Hardwick. Sorry, guys. Yeah. Omari Hardwick. He gets on the plane and gets everybody sick. They never talk about making a sequel. They said it's a one-off. Mm-hmm. So far, it's a one-off. So I think you could do a one-off and be fine. It's a vampire movie. It's cool.
And technically, if Zack Snyder wanted to make another zombie movie, literally he has fucking Dawn of the Dead. So I don't think he really needed to make another zombie apocalypse movie.
No, I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is that movie ends in a way where you could want a sequel for that movie. The way it ends.
Yes, you can. But at the same time, like I don't think Zack Snyder would have had anything for a sequel because of the fact that he's done a zombie apocalypse movie. This was the Army of the Dead was a little bit different because it was one general area and it was a heist movie that they just had to go into infected area of zombies. So that's what I'm saying.
But you can spread the shit somewhere else. I mean, that's what I'm saying. But like this movie does a good job of just to me it closes out storylines. It gives Jamie Foxx a nice little backstory. I love his daughter in the movie. She's amazing. Megan Good's, they got Megan Good just because Megan Good. I'm gonna be honest. Like, you could have cast anybody to play that role and make it work. They just cast Megan Good because
But I am glad they cast.
She's a beautiful woman, known actress. People know her, so people are like, oh, Megan Good, I'll tune in. You know what I mean? So, she was cool. Dave Franco does his thing, but I think overall solid movie. I enjoyed it. Like you said, the kills were dope. Some fun kills, unique kills. Some stuff that was different. I used to do was from John Wick. They got. You can tell he brought some of that over, so that was dope. And it's a fun time. I recommend it. Go watch it with your family. Have a good time with it. It's fun.
Yeah, I think the raid scene was probably the best scene in the movie for me. Loved it.
You turn your brain off, just watch. You have to really lock. You don't have to really lock in either. I think you could just watch the movie without having to lock into it and really like, oh, what's going on? I think it's very simple, which is good. That's what some people want that, like, especially for Netflix, where you look at a lot of people that watch Netflix, when they want to put something on the background to watch, but not have to really pay heavy attention into. This works perfectly.
Yeah. And also the vibe from this movie, it kind of felt a lot like Zombieland with vampires. That's something I took away from it. Like when I was watching.
Bright too, like Bright.
But yeah, a little bit of Bright.
LA, like not like his mythical creatures, but like vampires living in LA amongst the humans, and stuff like that. So that was cool.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, definitely agree. You have to kind of turn off your brain and watch it. You
don't have to.
Well, not
you can,
have to, but like you can.
You can just put it on in the background.
Just enjoy it. It's a solid. I think it's still a solid movie, and we haven't really had good vampire movies in a while. So I mean, hey, this was a solid one that I enjoyed. If I had to give it a grade, I'd probably give it like a 7 out of 10. Yeah,
I enjoyed it. So I'm gonna go based off of other things I love that are like kind of similar to this. Like I love Vampire Academy. Say what y'all want. Y'all probably gonna rip that shit. I haven't watched the new Peacock trailer. I just want to watch that. But I love the original Vampire Academy. I love that movie. For me, that's like an 8 out of 10 for me. Personally, I rewatch all the time. That's just because I enjoy it. For me, I'm not saying critically this got great movie. Critically, it's probably a 6.5, 7. For me, I just enjoy it, so it's 8. For me, this would be a 7.5. Jamie Foxx, they should be a 7.5.
7.5. Okay.
I like Vampire Academy better. I don't know how many times I'm gonna rewatch this movie. I'll rewatch Vampire Academy and stuff like that.
Okay.
So 7.5.
So yeah, overall solid. What did you guys think of Netflix's Day Shift starring Jamie Foxx?
Check out Jamie Foxx also getting them Netflix checks. Keep getting them Netflix checks.
Yeah.
He always comes out, so him and Adam Sandler stay putting stuff out there.
For sure. But yeah, let us know your thoughts down below on the movie. And if you enjoyed this little review, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And I'm DeAndre.
I'm Javante.
And this is Dre and Jay.
And we out.
Deuces.
Peace.